Okay.
Thank you and sorry for the delay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naranam Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narotamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswati Vyasam
Tato Jayamudirayet
Tato Jayamudiraye
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Ashprayeshu Abhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavati Ruttama Sloke
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki
Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki
Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1, Chapter 16, verse 22. Kim Kshatrabandhun Kalinopusrustan
Kim Tatra Bandhum Kalinopastrashan
Rashtrani Vatir Avaropitani
Rashtrani Vasai Avaropitani
Itastato Vasanaphanavasa
Ita Tatu Vasana Bhavasa
Snana Vyavayon Mukhajivalokam
Jnana Vajayor Mukhasajivalokam
Im Kshatrabandhun Kalinopasrushthan
Kim Saravandun Kalinopastan
Rashtrani Vatir Avaropitani
Rashtrani Vasaivaropitani
Itastato Vasanapanavasa
Yastata Vasana Panavasam
Snana Vyavayon Mukhajivalokam
Vana Vyaya Mukha Jivalokam
Kim Kshatrabandhun Kalinopasrushthan
Kim
Kim Tatra Vandum
Shatravandhu
Kalinopastan
Rashtrani Vatairavropitani
Rashtrani Vatairavropitani
Itastato Vasanapanavasa
Itastado Vasana Panavasa
Snana Vyavayon Mukhajivalokam
Jnana Vyavyo Jivalokam
Great Tirupani.
Kim Shatravandhun Kalinopashistran
Kim Satravandun Kalinopasristan
Rastrani Vatai Avaropitani
Rashtrani Vatairavropitani
Vatairavropitani
Itastato Vasanapanavasa
Itastato
Itastado Vasana
Vasanapanavasa
Snana Vyavayo Namukhajivalokam
Snana
Jnana
Vyavayon
Vyavayo
Mukhajivalokam
Jivalokam
Anybody else?
Kim
Shatrabandhu Kalinopakrishan
Kim
Kim
Kshatrabandhun
Satrabandhun
Kalinopasrishtan
Trani Vatairao Aropitani
Rashtrani
Rashtravaropitanī
Vasan Panavasa
Itastato Vasana
Vasanapānavāsa
Asnanya Vyayavayo Namukh Jivalokam
Snana Vyavaya Nivayonukajivalokam. Next.
Kim Shatrabandhun Kalinopasrishtan
Kim
Satrabandhun
Kalinopasrishtan
Rashtrani Vatairavropitani
Rashtrani Vatairavropitani
Tastato Vasanapanavasa
Itastato Vasanapānavāsa
Snana Vyavayo Mukha Jivalokam
Snānam
Kim Satrabandhun Kalinopasrishtan
Kim Shatrabandhun Kalinopasrishtan
Rashtrani Vatairavropitani
Rashtrani Vatairavropitani
Itastato Vasana Panavasa
Itastato Vasanapānavāsa
Snana Vyavayaunmukha Jivalokam
Snana Vyavayonukajivalokam. Anybody else?
Kim Shatrabandhun Kalinopasrishtan
Kim Shatrabandhun Kalinopasrishtan
Ashtrani Vatairavropitani
Rashtrani Vatairavropitani
Tastato Vasanapanavasa
Itastato Vasanapānavāsa
Snana Vyavayonuka Jivalokam
Snana Vyavayonukajivalokam.
Kim Shatrabandhun Kalinopasrishtan
Kim Shatrabandhun Kalinopasrishtan
Rashtrani Vatairavropitani
Rashtrani Vatairavropitani
Itastato Vasanapanavasah
Itastato Vasanapānavāsa
Snana Vaivayunmukha Jivalokam
Snana Vyavayonukajivalokam. Thank you. Nice reading. Nice recitation. Translation and purport by Divine Grace Abhay Charanarinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Synonyms. Kim, weather.
Kim weather
Kshatrabandhun, the unworthy administrators.
Kshatrabandhu
unworthy administrators.
Kalina, by the influence of the age of Kali.
Kalina
by
by the influence of the age of Kali.
Upasrishtan, bewildered.
Bewildered.
Rashtrani, state affairs.
Rashtrani state affairs.
Va, or.
Or
Thai, by them.
By them.
Avaropitani, put into disorder.
Avaropitani
Itha, here.
here.
Tata, there. Va, or. Asana, accepting foodstuff. Pana, drink.
Drink.
Vasa, residence.
Residence.
Snana, bath.
Bed.
Vyavaya, sexual intercourse.
Vyavaya, sexual intercourse.
Unmukha, inclined.
Unmukha, inclined.
Jivalokam, human society.
Development, human society.
Translation, please repeat after me. The so-called administrators are now bewildered by the influence of this age of Kali.
The so-called administrators are now bewildered by the influence of age of Kali.
And thus they have put all state affairs into disorder.
And
And
thus
thus they have
we
put
have
all
put all
affairs
state
into disorder.
affairs into disorder.
Are you now lamenting this disorder?
Are you
now
now
lamenting
lamenting
disorder?
this disorder?
Now the general populace does not follow the rules and regulations for
Now the
Now
general
the general populace does not follow the rules and regulations for
eating, sleeping, drinking, mating, etc.
eating,
sleeping, drinking, matching, etc.
And they are inclined to perform such anywhere and everywhere.
And they are inclined
They
to
are
perform
inclined to
such
perform
anywhere
such
and
anywhere
everywhere.
and
there and
everywhere.
everywhere.
Are you unhappy because of this?
Are you
Unhappy
unhappy
because of
because
this?
of this?
Purport.
There are some necessities of life on a par with those of the lower animals, and they are eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating. These bodily demands are for both the human beings and the animals. But the human being has to fulfill such desires not like animals, but like a human being. A dog can mate with a bitch before the public eyes without hesitation. But if a human being does so, the act will be considered a public nuisance, and the person will be criminally prosecuted. Therefore, for the human being, there are some rules and regulations. Even for fulfilling common demands, the human society avoids such rules and regulations when it is bewildered by the influence of the age of Kali. In this age, people are indulging in such necessities of life without following the rules and regulations, and this deterioration of social and moral rules is certainly lamentable because of the harmful effects of such beastly behavior. In this age, the fathers and the guardians are not happy with the behavior of their wards. They should know that so many innocent children are victims of bad association awarded by the influence of this age of Kali. We know from Srimad Bhagavatam that Ajamila, an innocent son of a Brahmana, was walking down a road and saw a Shudra pair sexually embracing. This attracted the boy, and later on the boy became a victim of all debaucheries. From a pure Brahmana, he fell down to the position of a wretched urchin, and it was all due to bad association. There was but there was but one victim called Ajamila in those days. But in this age of Kali, the poor innocent students are daily victims of cinemas which attract men only for sex indulgence. The so-called administrators are all untrained in the affairs of a Kshatriya. The Kshatriyas are meant for administration, as the Brahmanas are meant for knowledge and guidance. The word Kshatrabandhu refers to the so-called administrators or persons promoted to the post of the administrator without proper training by culture and tradition. Nowadays, they are promoted to such exalted posts by the votes of the people who are themselves fallen in the rules and regulations of life. How can such people select a proper man when they are themselves fallen in the standard of life? Therefore, by the influence of the age of Kali, everywhere, politically, socially, or religiously, everything is topsy turvy, and therefore, for the sane man, it is all regrettable.
You. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलङ्गायते गिरिमत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरम्। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताक स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमो आचार्यपदाय निताय कृपप्रदायिने गौरकथाधामधाय नगरग्रामतारिणे नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादे पाश्चात्यादेशधारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरिहराय नमः। कृष्ण यादवाय नमः। हरे गोपाल गोविंद राम श्रीमधुसूदनम। Hari Om Tat Sat. So, very beautiful words again. The bull in the, the dharma, religion in the form of the bull, and earth, Mother Earth in the form of a cow, is having a very nice conversation here under the reign of Srila Parikshit Maharaj. So, Srimad Bhagavatam is Puranam Amalam, very beautiful, uncontaminated, transcendental literature, which means the study of Srimad Bhagavatam means complete knowledge, the chit potency. So this is the mature contribution of Vyasadeva to the human society. Lokasya jhanatho vidvams chakre satvata samhitam. Before writing, by the instruction of his spiritual master, Sri Narad Muni, this Vyasadeva meditated in Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yogena Manasi Samyak Pranihite Amale Apashyat Purusham Sakshat Mayam Chatad Apashrayam Yaya Sammohito Jiva Atmanam Trigunatmakam Manyuthe Anartham Tatkritam Chabhipadyate. These are all in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 7, we have already seen. It is said, Vyasadeva, before writing book, it's not, his writing book is not a whimsical one. Whatever I like. No. You must be empowered by the spiritual master, a superior authority. Then you can deliver the right things. So, Vyasadeva, he was empowered by his Guru Narad Muni. Because after writing so many books, Vyasadeva could not find any peace of mind at all. So he was sitting very morose. And his spiritual master, Narad Muni, he came there, asked him, my dear Vyasa, you have done so much in writing for the welfare of the society. Why are you not happy? Vyasadeva replied, yes, my lord, I think I've done so much things, but I am not happy. So he was instructed by the spiritual master, Narad Muni, that You have written so many books, but not about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I admit that you have written so many books. So because you have not described about the superiority of glories of the Lord, therefore you are unhappy. See how nicely the spiritual master knows why one is suffering and how to come out of the suffering. So after this instruction, that means after his writing of the Vedanta philosophy, he was also not happy. But when he wrote Srimad Bhagavatam under the instruction of spiritual master Narada, he became happy. So the purpose of writing Srimad Bhagavatam is Lokasya jhanatho vidvams chakre satvata samhitam. All the people of the world, they are fools and rascals. Lokasya janatha. Why you are fools and rascals? Now there are two things. Vyasadeva, by his bhakti yoga meditation, he found out that there is God and there is Maya. Two things are there. He simultaneously saw the activities of the Lord and his energy. Bhakti yogena manasi samyak pranihite amale apashyat purusham purnam. There is the supreme person, the supreme controller, apashyat purusham purnam. Mayam chatat apashrayam. And there is also Maya, which is on the backside. Just like if you stand before the sun or light, your shadow will be on the backside. You have got all experience. When you stand in front of the sunlight, can your shadow stand in front of you? Absolutely not. Then that's exactly like that. This Maya is nothing but the backside of Krishna's shadow. That means if you stand before the sun in the front, you can see in the sunlight very nicely. But if somebody stands on your back, he cannot see you. This is the position. Apashyat purusham purnam mayam chatad apastrayam. From the backside, how can you see the person? So this Maya is the backside of Krishna. Why this Maya? That is also explained. Yaya sammohito jiva. These conditioned souls, they are bewildered by Maya illusion. That is Maya. Today we saw in today's verse also. So being bewildered by this Maya, this soul who is part and parcel of Krishna actually, he is thinking that I am a material product. I am made of these material things. Just like the so-called rascal scientists, they will never accept that within this body there is the soul, because they are always thinking there is no such thing as soul, only the material. That's all. This is illusion. They cannot explain how this body is moving, why the dead body does not move. What is the difference? What is the thing that is missing? These fools will not understand. Even there is instruction by higher authorities that within this body there is the soul. Dehinosminyata dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara. So in this body, Dehi means the possessor, the owner of the body. It is said very clearly in Srimad Bhagavatam, the first lesson taught by Sri Krishna to Arjuna and all of us, and we can understand that when I meditate upon my body, actually what I am. So if one is deep thinker, he will immediately understand that, I am not this body here. Take for example, study on the finger. If you think I am this finger, no. You will come to the conclusion, it is my finger. Any part of your body you study, you will never agree that I am this. It is I am in possession of this. We say also my body, my finger, my head, my hand, and where is that I? You are simply thinking my, but where is that I? They have no brain. It is such a simple thing, you see. And still they are passing on as a great philosopher, great scientist, and getting Nobel Prize. But they are illusioned. A Nobel Prize for being in Maya. Nobel Prize for misdirecting civilization. Nobel Prize for being illusioned. Just see. So anyway, so here today, Prabhupada is sending the purport with politically, socially, or religiously, everything is topsy-turvy. And therefore, for the sane man, it's all regrettable. In this Kali Yuga, everything is topsy-turvy. the Vedic way of life. For living condition, we require to eat, we require to take bath, we require to sleep, we require to have sex also. Everything must be in regulative principle, because human life means regulative principle. Unfortunately, the human life has become irregulated than the animal. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this asana, pana, vasa, and snana, and sexual intercourse, at the present moment, there is no regulative principle people are following. The Vedic people, the Vedic principle is early in the morning, one must take bath, then worship the deity, chant Hare Krishna, read Vedic literature like Srimad Bhagavatam, then offer foodstuff to the deity, then take prasadam. Everything is regulative principle. And it is the duty of the government to see that these regulative principles are being observed by the citizens. And if somebody is not able to observe, provide him facility in such a way that he will observe. And if he is reluctant, punish him so that he can observe. Somehow or the other, people should observe this. This is government. That is Vedic system. And this Brahmana, the topmost class of the human society, many times we have seen. That business is to study the Vedas. Patana, 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 yachana, yachana, dana, pratigriha. This is ideal character of the Brahmana. You're able to see my screen still?
Not yet, sir.
No. Vasana, pana, vasa. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, can see now.
So, just like the government, still they regulate. Nowadays, even the education is that nobody can live independently. After completing the education, is searching for a job to work under somebody. Higher education means if it does not get a suitable service, then it is useless. That is today's higher education. Nobody. The education means nobody can live independently. One takes titles in education, degrees, agriculturist, but he does not go to the field actually to act as agriculturist. Krishna, no. He is finding some job in some school, college, how to teach agriculture. Nobody goes to the land practically in the field, how to plow the land, how to produce food grades. Simply theoretical knowledge. I am teaching you, you are teaching, that's all. This is going on. There is no independence. So why this has happened? Because here it is very clear said, Kim Kshatra Bandhun. Kim Kshatra Bandhun Kalinopasrishtan. Kshatriya, the administrator class, the government. So in Kali Yuga, they will take charge of the administration or government, but they are not real Kshatriya. We say Brahma Bandhu means either relative or friend of Brahmana, but not Brahmana. But Kshatriya Bandhu is not a relative or friend of Kshatriya. Kshatriya Bandhu is unqualified, unscrupulous person who is promoted to be a Kshatriya by vote. They are Kshatra Bandhu. They are less than Shudra actually. So how the government will be nice? Therefore, it is lamentable, regrettable. That is how the topsy-turvy position. Why it is regrettable? Because of this. Prabhupada is very beautifully explaining in the purport. So Those who are not Kshatriyas, they are taking the position of government officials. And further it is explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam 12th canto, Kriyahina. They are not following the rules and regulation of Kshatriya or Brahmana. Still they are claiming to become Brahmana, Kshatriya or Vaishya. And there is a mercantile class nowadays interested in business. But business is one of the item of the Vaishya only. The first business is to become agriculturist. Vaishya means that. Vaishya class, they are meant for making arrangement for our eating. That is also required. Kshatriya, he is meant for give us protection. And the Brahmana to give us the ideal life. What is the goal of life? And then Shudras, they cannot do anything of this. So therefore, they are Shudra. So in the Kali Yuga, the Shudras, Shudra means the last class, fourth class of men. Less than Shudra means the Chandala, I've already explained. They are taking the part of Kshatriya or Brahmana or Vaishya. That is the effect of this age of Kali. Therefore, it is very lamentable, regrettable. One must be trained up. One must be trained up for what? To perform as what he is trying to act. This very word, Kshatra Bandhu, that even though one is in the royal family, but he cannot administer. So now you see in England and all, still the monarchy system, it's almost finished everywhere, all over the world. But in some countries, maybe some monarchy in there. In England, there is monarchy. The queen is there always. But the queen is also uneducated, you see. She doesn't know how to rule. It is an official post only. The parliamentary sanction, simply she signs, that's all. She has no power to rule over. So power or no power in Kali Yuga, the administration will be done by less qualified or no qualified person. Kim Kshatra Bandhun, Kalina Upasrishtan. The system will be disturbed on account of this Kali Yuga. Kalina Upasrishtan Rashtrani. Kalino Upasrishtan Rashtrani Vate Ravara. Avaropithani. So, Rashtrani means states. Tair Avaropithani, put into disorder. So, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, you will find everything. Whatever is necessity for the advancement of human civilization, everything is there described. And knowledge also. All departmental knowledge is available. Even astronomy, astrology, politics, sociology, atomic theory, everything is there. Vidya Bhagavatavadi. Therefore, if we study Srimad Bhagavatam very carefully, then you get all knowledge completely, because Bhagavata begins from the point of creation, Janmadasya Yataha. Vedanta Sutra. It is the explanation of Vedanta Sutra, in fact. Vedanta means the essence of cream of all Vedic knowledge, and that is Vedanta. That cream of Vedanta knowledge is further explained. That is Srimad Bhagavatam. Just see. So, we should take care of reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and it should be even prescribed in schools and colleges. And we should work towards that, because this real education will go as a knowledge. People go to school and college for want of knowledge. At least if there are nobody there to teach them, and they are all vexed returning back as uneducated, but with a degree holding, but still waiting for somebody to feed them, somebody to give them salary and job. What are they? Their expectations are, become null and void. So if we push this Srimad Bhagavatam and Srila Prabhupada books into schools and colleges somehow or the other, at least the people who come there seeking education, there was a desire in them to seek education, they will be able to get it. So that is why Srila Prabhupada was stressed upon books distribution, printing and book distribution by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and our Guru Maharaj stands top in distributing books. Everywhere we should distribute books, Srila Prabhupada books, especially this Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Then the expectation of the people who come to the schools and colleges for seeking education will really get some education. At least that desire be fulfilled, and that will really turn them into a good citizen, at least human being, if not, a devotee. Of course, it will turn, because Bhagavata has such a potency that it will turn everyone into a pure devotee, because Narad Muni has advised Vyasadeva, and upon the spiritual master's empowerment, he has written this, and there is no doubt. But, at least they will get it. And the schools and colleges will get Kalpataru. Kalpataru means any departmental knowledge that you require to execute your human form of life. So that you will find in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Nigama Kalpataru Orgalitam Phalam Sukha Mukhadamrita Drava Samyutam Srimad Bhagavatara Samalayam. So, Muhurahorasika Bhuvi Babukam. Whatever fruit we get, that is not Galitam Phalam. Galitam Phalam means the fruit matured in the tree. Here we artificially maturing. We take the fruit unripe, and by artificial method we get it ripened, but that's not acceptable. But the fruit which is ripened fully in the tree, that is very palatable, sweet. Nigama Galitam, Galitam Phalam, fully matured fruit. This Srimad Bhagavatam, fully matured fruit of the desired tree. The desired tree is known as Vedas. So in this verse, we find that due to mismanagement of the government, people will have no regular principle, even for taking bath or eating or sleeping or sexual intercourse. And another point is also there, that snana vyavayon mukha jiva lokam. They can give up eating, they can give up sleeping, they can give up everything, but cannot give up sex life. And the Vedic civilization is to avoid sex life. Just like this, so many people. When Srila Prabhupada went to the West, there were hippies, that time very famous. Hippies means they have given up bathing, they have given up eating, they have given up sleeping, but they could not give up sex life. So, that is Vyavayon Mukha, unlimitedly. So many yogis, incarnation of and others that are coming in our countries, and they cannot give up the sex life here. You have seen the advertisement of yogis, and they're also having sex life. So many incarnation of God, so-called, they're telling, I am incarnation, I am God, but I cannot give up my sex life. What to do? They're becoming very famous. Big sannyasis and swamis, Reshme, they come. So actually, in US, when Srila Prabhupada, in US, when Srila Prabhupada was there, long ago, some Swami came there, and he returned with 3 women, and, Prabhupada even did not like to discuss those things. So many more, you see. The sex life is very strong in the material world, in this age. So it should be regulated, not that anywhere and everywhere or any time. Therefore, the population is unwanted population, Varna Shankara. One irregular sex life produced the Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu's mother became very agitated, and she wanted, and with her husband, intercourse. And just in the evening, Kashyapa Muni, he said, no, this is not the time, proper time. But she was insistent. So the result was 2 demons were born. Everything should be regulated, But in this age of Kali, there is no regulation at all. There is no knowledge. Less than animals also, they have, at a certain period of the year, they have sex life. Not always, but human being has become so low graded. And that's due to Kali Yuga. Therefore, it is said in the purport, it is regretted, it is lamentable. You see, everything is topsy-turvy. It's no regular. It is the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy that we are reforming the whole society very simply through Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Maharaj, through this Hare Krishna movement, by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It is so nice, you see. So these examples are there. Hare Nama, Iva Kevalam, Kale Nasteva, Gadiranyatha. So there is no other alternative. Simply chant Hare Krishna mantra. Everything will be reformed. Life will be polished. Everything will be successful. Cheto Darpana Marchanam. Human being, he is also a soul. Animal is also a soul. Everyone is not the body, but soul. But the human form of life is meant for God realization. Atato Brahma Jignasa. That is Vedanta Sutra. Jivasya Tattva Jignasa. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2 says. Not only human being, actually everyone less than human being, they cannot inquire about the absolute truth. What is the aim of life? What is the absolute truth? What I am? What is my relationship with Krishna or God? These things are the subject matter for discussion in the human form of life. But unfortunately, on account of Kali Yuga, the heart being full of dirty things, they cannot think of the aim of life, how to achieve it. And that is called Kali Yuga. Therefore, so much fallen in the society, socially, politically, economically, culturally, everything, religiously, we are so fallen and downtrodden that the only method as recommended in the Vayu Purana and other Puranas, Kalau Nastyeva, 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 that means in this age of Kali, Nastyeva, there is no other alternative, there's no other alternative than chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, by spreading this Hare Krishna movement, this Krishna consciousness, we are seeing practical result all over the world, even in the Milacha countries. That's why Srila Prabhupada is Pashyacha Desha Tarine. Nirvishesa Sunyavadis have become pure devotees. What are we doing here? The most wretched people have become devotee, most rotten. They are coming to life. They are understanding the value of life, the aim of life. And they are trying to be elevated more and more. Of course, it's an attempt. Not that everyone will be successful, but at least every citizen will be chanting one round. For chanting one round, there is no rules, regulation. And those who really understand, those who are intelligent, Yajanti hi Sumedasha, these people will chant by following 4 regulative principles, 16 rounds every day, and be in association and save others. That is wanted. Ours is, the parampara is actually Goshtyanandi parampara. We are Paradukha Dukhis. Looking at others suffering, we suffer. Otherwise, for chanting Hare Krishna, the devotees, they don't have any suffering for themselves. So, there is no doubt that the 4 simple regulative principles, that no illicit sex, no meat eating, no gambling, and no intoxication, and chanting 16 rounds is such a simple method, and it will be 100% successful. 100% successful. This is to be understood. So, it is the duty of the human being how to get out of the control of the material nature. That's the greatest science, actually, but they don't know. That is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. Nunam pramata kurute. So the fools, they have become mad. Pramatha means mad. Nunam pramata kurute vikrama. Simply acting sinfully. If they are advised that don't do this, this is very dangerous, you will be involved again in the birth and death cycle. Even after seeing the atom bomb and the nuclear missiles are destroying a lot of countries, they will still go on manufacturing the same thing. You see? What is that? You think that is very intelligent and you want to give them Nobel Prize? They have no knowledge. They don't have any value for the birth, death, old age, disease. What is death? What is birth? Even that knowledge they don't have. What is this body? What is the aim of the life? Simply blind animals. And still they are going under the name of scientist, philosopher, politician. This is very misfortune. Manda, Sumanda Matayo, Manda Bhagya. This is Manda Bhagya, misfortune of the present age of Kali. So, Nonam Pramata Kurute Vikrama Yadindriya Pritiya Apranoti. The same thing is explained here in this particular verse of today, that Snana Vyavayon Mukhajiva Lokam. You see. So, Vyavayon Mukhajiva, Indriya Pritiya, simply for sense gratification, they are doing anything nonsense as madman. So aim is not self-realization. Aim is how to satisfy, never mind, risk, everything, satisfy your senses. Therefore, real civilization is to teach the children from the very beginning of life how to control senses. That is called a brahmachari. That is called a brahmachari life, to learn how to control the senses. At least in schools and colleges, they should be able to take this Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, somehow or the other, automatically sense will be controlled, because the secret of controlling the sense is not stopping the senses from engaging in its appropriate sensory object. Rather, it is regulating by the injunction of the Vedic literature. By regulating the senses in the, and what is the Vedic injunctions engaging of the sensory object is that Rishikena Rishikesha Shevanam Bhaktiruttama. That's nothing but Yato Bhaktir Adokshaje. You have to perform devotional service with all the senses that are under our control or not control, both. So we should make an attempt. So it all begins with Shravanam Kirtanam, chanting, listening, and remembering. Remembering means talking. When you speak to somebody, you are remembering actually. So that is where the preaching is a smaranam actually. It is both a kirtanam and a smaranam. When you want to talk about Krishna, first of all, you want to think about Krishna. No? Otherwise, how can you talk about Krishna? You want to talk about somebody, you must remember what that somebody has done. Isn't it? So when you want to talk about Supreme Personality of Godhead, you should remember what the Supreme Personality of God has done. Then only you can speak, right? So speaking is not just kirtanam. Okay, it includes everything. That is when Narad Muni said, if one of the devotion service anybody is engaged, they all other 8 principles, all 9 devotion service will fall into its position automatically. It's not that one is different from the other. From one it begins, Shravan it begins. Once you heard, then you chant, you recite. And when you recite, everybody hears. And when you speak, you will remember. Because speaking means without remembering, how can somebody speak? Huh? So you have to remember that is Smaranam also there in the Kirtanam, and in Shravanam comes from the Kirtanam. So Kirtanam is main, that is chanting Hare Krishna and, speaking Bhagavatam, or, speaking the, whatever spiritual master says, that brings in Shravanam for all others and to self also. So this is very, very important. Everything is topsy-turvy here in this Kali Yuga at this particular time. But 5,000 years ago, these things were being discussed very nicely. People were, that's within the Naimisharanya, all the Saunaka rishis were assembled together to discuss about Srimad Bhagavatam. Just see. They don't leave. They identified Suta Goswami is such an exalted personality and a very qualified spiritual master who has assimilated by his meek and humbleness and attentive hearing and service attitude from Sukadeva Goswami when Parikshit Maharaj was told Srimad Bhagavatam. So all the Saunaka rishis identified that, and he is the right spiritual master, and everybody assembled and they wanted to hear. They wanted to engage in the 1,000 year of yajna. Yajnanam japa yajnosmi, Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita. So amongst all the yajna, the Krishna himself is the yajna of chanting the holy name japa, or pastimes of Krishna. The same thing what Narad Muni said to Vyasadeva, give the name, form, glories, entourage, and the pastimes of Lord Krishna, the only that can save anybody, though nobody may be qualified to do anything or touch the Vedas, but still they may be lower than Shudra, but still this Harinam and the pastimes of Lord Krishna will definitely save them. There is not a situation that one cannot be saved. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to save one and all, giving mercy unlimitedly, and then picking up everybody who otherwise had no chance in this Kali Yuga. His Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given the mercy that no other incarnation or no other Acharya Parampara has ever given before. That is why we people are able to chant Hare Krishna. Only by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Parampara they are following. Thank you very much. Any questions or comments or realization, please to share with us. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Thank you very much for the association. So let's resume our Srimad Bhagavatam class on next Monday at 7:30. Till then, Grandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
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 Patita Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Vaishnav Pranam.
Vancha
Vancha kripa sindhubhyaya cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo
Namo
namaha.
Namaha.
Jai Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai. Nithai Gaur Premanand.